All right, so at the front of this metal cage is one cultist that looks particularly different from the rest, mainly because he's got his hood drawn back. And he's got the skin carved out from a circle of flesh on his forehead, so it looks like the iris of an eye, surrounded by the white, whatever that's called. And he is pointing forward, and he just appears to have cast a spell on Carrion. And behind him are about somewhere between 50 to 20 cultists. And they seem to have sort of long stabbing weapons, which they'd use to poke through the holes of the cage.
Quick question, Tom.
Can I actually see this behind Jerry?
Yeah, you can see this.
The cage, how big are the gaps? So they're big enough for them to poke through spears easily?
Yeah, fairly easily, yeah. It's like a big prison cage.
Okay, so it's like wide spaces, but still not big enough for you to get through kind of thing.
No, you wouldn't be able to get through. They seem to be like, you wouldn't, even as a halfling, be able to slip through, you don't think?
Okay. Well, I just mean isn't like, if I put my hand up to it, could I have like an open hand and go through it? Like through one part of it, like a hole?
Yeah, you could reach through it with your arm if that's what you mean.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, Alec, you're actually up first. You rolled quite well.
That's the first time ever.
Yeah,
My turn?
It's your turn first. Yep.
Can I shoot
And
the
make
guy
it.
that's putting a spell on Carrion?
Yeah, sure. So you get your special sneak attack thing as
And because I'm first, I get my crit.
yeah, that's what I mean. So
If I hit.
She rolls advantage on that as well.
yeah,
Yeah,
So
she does.
roll it again.
roll it again just in case you crit, but you hit. Yeah, you hit it.
I believe it's an 8d6.
It'll be +4. Yeah, okay, 27
8 to
damage. 27 damage is actually enough to knock him down and render him unconscious. So the man with the scar on his head, he seems to be concentrating entirely on carrying. He almost doesn't notice you enter the room, although the other people do. And your arrow takes him right in the neck, and he goes down fairly easily. These people look fairly emaciated. They don't look like they're super tough.
Yep. Am I in range of them stabbing me with their
You think
things?
probably, yeah. They've got fairly long spears, yeah.
Alright, well then I'm going to dash back outside so I don't get stabbed.
All right, next turn is actually Emerald, Matt.
So, I am going to move. I assume that if I moved to here, I would be able to see cultists.
No, the doors are further
Ah,
east.
yeah,
If
so
you
to
zoom
the
in,
doors
but-
side. If I move, can I see it from there, or do I have to be
No, you have to be in line of sight. So, I mean, you could
So-
see like,
one of those two squares? Is what
Yeah,
I'm talking about.
I mean, you could see like an angle in if you were next to the door, but you wouldn't be able to see them totally.
Yeah, righto. Right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to move here. If I can sort of see on an angle, can I see on an angle over to sort of that one there?
Yes, yep.
Okay, I'm going to cast Firebolt on him.
All right. Yeah, he's getting ready with his spear. He's sort of awkwardly positioning it so he can poke it through. You get the feeling this guy's no warrior. He seems to sort of be flailing the spear about. 14? Yeah, 14 hits. No worries. No damage. Yeah, you actually set like the front of his robes on fire, and as he's trying to pat them out, like the fire just keeps spreading, and eventually the damage actually overwhelms him, and he gets knocked unconscious. These people really don't seem very tough.
Okay, so
Or
it's
Alex,
my shot
what do you
now.
think?
I'm gonna
Yes.
attack with my bow.
Yeah, you hit him. No worries. This is one of the guys sort of awkwardly flailing a spear about since you're leveling it at Carrion. No worries.
And I'll
Only
just
that
roll
damage.
damage.
Yep. Yeah, you catch this guy in the chest, and with a grunt, he drops to his knees and sort of starts wheezing. And he's also unconscious.
Okay, I'm gonna cast Inspiration on Jerry.
Yeah, that's good. Did you want to move
Okay.
anywhere, Aurora?
No, I think I'm good where I am. So it's just a small doorway, or is it a big doorway? I mean, I'm
It's
right
fairly
behind
large.
Jerry.
It's like 2 doors wide. It's about 10 feet wide, actually. It's really, really wide.
Okay, I might just. Oh, if I step too far back, will I be able to see them?
Yeah, you'll be able to see them through the door as long as you're in like line with it. If you know what I mean.
Okay, I'm gonna move just a little bit further back then.
So something that strikes you guys about this place is it's quite ornate. Like it's all made out of timber, and although you're quite underground, it's like there's not a bit of rock inside. It's just really nice sort of a timber area. The ceiling is really quite high. It's about 20 feet high. And it's just draped in like rich red carpets and curtains and things. It's quite a beautiful area. And along each of the walls are these like wooden beds. All right, Carrion, it is your turn. So you find yourself frozen in place, unable to move. Can you please roll me a wisdom save?
Yes. Bam.
Yeah, your movement starts to free up as you find yourself able to move and act this turn. What would you like to do, Carrion? There's a
Okay.
whole line of people in front of you just getting ready to sort of stab spears through, but all of these people look... now that you've seen a couple of them fall down, you can see panic spreading through them, and they don't appear to be thickly muscled or anything like that. They actually just seem fairly average.
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna cast Hypnotic Pattern.
Okay.
Let me just have another check. Yeah, because I don't reckon these guys are necessarily bad. Maybe they don't have to die. So I'm just gonna cast Hypnotic Pattern. Oops,
Yeah,
I've
you
done it in
notice
red.
these people, although there's like bickering and you can hear them talking to one another in a language none of you really understand, actually. It sounds very guttural and very alien, like nothing you've ever really heard.
Yep.
They
So
turn
what-
around and they appear to like stare at this whirling blast of light, which doesn't affect you guys, but they seem to be entranced by it. All right. Look at those rolls! Holy fuck!
I'm going to use 2 sorcery points, and I'm going to use Bend Luck to put a negative modifier on the cultist that rolled the 16.
Awesome. Yeah, do it. Roll me that
So he
D4.
gets a -3 to that 16.
No worries. So most of them actually fail. The only people that pass are the criticals. Yeah, so most of them turn around completely entranced by this flashing pattern of lights, but 2 of them remain facing towards you, Karen.
Okay, guys. Most of them, that means they just don't hit them and they won't attack. So maybe if they're good, that gives us a chance to like speak to them or something.
Help me.
Get them working for us potentially.
They have a naked dwarf tied to a cross. They can see me, right?
Yeah. Oh, so they are cultists that were getting ready to stab you with spears, so I'm pretty happy just to
They're
slaughter them.
speaking gibberish.
Just a question. So is that guy at the front? Is
Well,
he?
they won't harass you until
Can
you
anyone
kill them,
fucking
then.
hear me?
Yeah,
Yes, we
we're
can
just
hear you.
ignoring
Okay,
you.
okay. Just
We're just
okay.
talking over you.
I've
for
literally been
fun.
trying to say this so many times. So the guy that I just pinged, that's the guy who was trying to control you before, Jerry.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
casting a spell in. Okay, so he's down and knocked down.
Yeah, he's like deader than disco, mate.
Okay, cool.
Hey, Disco's coming back. Talking smack about Disco.
Disco's never coming back,
Holy
Liz.
shit.
Tell that to Bruno Mars.
Continuing on. Jerry, are you moving anywhere?
If I move back here, does that blockade anyone? No, I'll move back to here. That's fine. At least I'm near people if I go down now.
Okay. So moving on, it is now the cultists' turns. There's only 2 people able to act, and they appear to be very concerned that none of their friends appear to be acting, and they are like trying to shake them into action. And they back away from the grate, and neither of them try to stab their spears through as they can't. One of them draws his hood, and you can see it's a human male. He actually looks like he's fairly well kept, but he doesn't look like a fighter. He looks like a wealthy sort of noble type man. He appears to be fairly well kept, and he's got panic in his eyes, and he says something to the other man in a language none of you recognize. And then something very strange happens. Let me roll something here. Yeah, Tim. So what happens is above you on the ceiling, an ice stalk starts to come like worming out of seemingly nowhere.
Do I
and
see
then
this?
and yes, you do, but it happens quick enough that you can't really move, and you see it occurring. And then at the end of the tentacle, like eyelids flick open, and there's an eye staring directly at you from this tentacle. And then from that, a grey beam hits you directly in the forehead. Can you please roll me a dexterity saving throw?
Okay.
Oh, shit.
Oh shit!
Yeah, no worries. So this beam moves actually kind of slow for how quick you are, and you step out of the way, no issues. But there's a massive circle where the beam hit on the ground that turned the wood into what looks like stone.
Jesus Christ, is this a beholder?
Yeah.
It is now your turn, Tim, actually.
It's a fucking beholder, dude.
Yeah.
Okay,
Did.
so can you ping which ones are the ones that are moving or that can move?
Yeah, sure. They're towards the back, actually.
I'll go to here. And can I just put my bow and shoot the guy that's unconscious on the ground?
No one's. You mean the one who's already been knocked down, or one of the
Yeah, the
people
one that's
staring
been
at the
knocked-
lights?
The one that's been knocked out.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, you hit him. Absolutely, no worries. Yeah, you catch him just in the chest, and like before that, you heard wheezing breathing. He appears to just stop, completely dead.
And I've used my bonus action to delay here.
All right,
Oh,
Liz.
I'll
So
go
you
ahead.
find yourself strapped to this bed, but you feel like they've done a poor enough job that you can probably break out if you are strong enough.
Okay.
So can you please roll me a strength check? Yeah, actually, Liz, you managed to splinter the bed well enough that you can get one of your arms free.
Yay!
So you're sort of half off the bed and you've broken the frame. You think next turn it'll be a pretty trivial exercise getting away.
Okay.
So around you in this room, there's just stuff stacked everywhere. And your eye immediately goes to there's weapons along the wall.
Yeah.
And there are the weapons they actually took off of you.
Excellent.
So whatever that is, you can choose that.
Okay, I'll just continue to struggle desperately to get out until my next turn.
Okay. No worries. So back to the
This-
top of the order. Ali, it's your turn. So you notice more and more the people in front of the gate just starting to freak out. Like they almost don't seem interested in fighting anymore. They're just sort of, well, some of them are just staring up blankly, drooling at this spectacle of lights. But the two that are capable of acting just are freaking out and trying to shake people awake, and it's not working. And they just seem to be talking in very worried tones to one another.
Can I see anybody from my position?
Can you see any? Yeah, you can see a bunch of the people. A lot of them have their backs to you, actually, just staring up at this light show. There's still about 10 live people in front of you.
I'd like to shoot one, please.
No worries, run with that attack. You can have sneak,
+7.
surprise, whatever. Because he's not. If you shoot one of the ones with their back to you, I guess.
Yeah, Matt's got a roll for me because my laptop.
Yeah, sure. Matt? You hit, no worries, yeah. Oh, yeah, you hit this guy, no problems. You catch him right between the shoulder blades, and you get the feeling it like snaps his spine in half because he just hits the ground and appears to just not move instantly.
Muted.
Excellent. I'm going to stay where I am.
No worries. And no one around him even seems to react to it. Like they are just so encapsulated by this magical light shining up above them.
I'm gonna shoot one of the ones which aren't staring at the thing.
Okay, yeah, like one of the guys is grabbing one of the people who appears not to be moving and just like trying to shake him awake, and the other one is sort of running around in a panic. Which one do you want to shoot?
The one not panicking.
Okay, yeah, he's just staring at his friend. He's not paying attention to you at all. Roll me an attack.
Wait. I will expend 2 sorcery points as a reaction. And I will bend luck on your 8.
What do I get to do then?
It means it's now a 10, not an 8.
Yep, that actually hits. A 10 hits. The man is unarmored and he makes no real effort to dodge your attack. Yeah, your arrow catches him in the shoulder and drops him to the ground. And he's just holding his shoulder and lots of blood appears to be coming out. He appears to have been rendered incapacitated.
Sick.
Do you want to move anymore?
Good where I am.
All right. So just to recap, there is 8 people just staring at the light, and there is one running around, appearingly just sort of panicking and freaking out. Imral, it's now your turn.
Can I see, from my vantage point, the guy that's panicking and freaking out?
No, he's further back in the room, and you're sort of around the corner still.
That's what I thought. Can I see anyone that is on the ground? Like
Both
that
of
guy.
the people you can see that are on the ground appear to not be moving or breathing, as far as you can tell.
So I can't see that guy at the back over here.
Yeah, you can get a line of one of the guys not facing you with their backs to you, sure.
All right, I'm going to cast Firebolt.
Yeah, you
Are
hit
they
him in the
both
back, Matt,
werewolves?
and it just knocks him forward so viciously you hear a snapping noise. And he hits the ground, just seemingly not moving at all. And I think that's supposed to be... Oh, sorry.
We are so mean.
Yeah, okay. Carrion, your turn.
Wait. Can I move over to this side of the door? So I've now swapped to the other side of the door.
Sure. All right, Carrion.
You know what? I will do Scorching Ray. I'll do Scorching Ray here. 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 Okay? That's 1.
Okay.
2. And 3. Oh, that failed.
No, that 10 actually hits. What are the chances? Okay. Yeah, each of the people you hit with these rays just, like, you actually see the top of their hood gets completely toasted off, and for a moment you see their like head and torso. And after the robes melt off, what it appears is sort of like fine clothing actually under these robes. So they resist the heat for another couple of seconds before giving in, and you see the flesh underneath start to melt and bubble, and each of these people hit the floor dead. Yeah, they all appear to be men, and they all appear to actually be wearing fairly fine clothing.
Fuck's sake, we're
and
gonna
have
get
jewelry.
whacked. Alright.
Well, like a
Well,
mob
at
hit.
least there's molten jewelry
Definitely a
that
mob hit.
we can.
Yeah, it's like melted into them now. Like it's like set into their like boiled skin. It's fucking disgusting. Like it's just gross.
Oh, Carrion might like that. Anyway. And I'm gonna
Stooge.
move behind Emerald.
Right. Okay, all 6 remaining of these people just stand there, still in the stupor, and don't act. But something strange happens again, actually. So starting in the middle of the room, like a darkness starts to spread over the ceiling, and it's a very strange darkness. It's sort of lumpy, and it looks like it's alive. It's spreading like Zerg creep is the other way I could put it. It's creeping out like roots. And this spreads fairly slowly at first, and then it starts spreading really rapidly. And it quite quickly spreads to the entire room. And the entire room now just becomes almost pitch black, and all of the walls, ceiling, and floor appear to be writhing and moving. And out of this weird, rooty stuff all over the walls, stalks start coming out, which like start wrapping around the cultists' feet. And Liz, you actually feel them start snaking up around you. And it's absolutely disgusting and disturbing. They're sort of cold and wet appendages, which are just like lapping at you.
It's Donald Trump guy.
And then something really profound happens all over the walls, and eyes start opening, like large eyes.
What,
and
on the wall?
Start
What is
staring,
this,
yeah,
Full
all over
Metal
the walls,
Alchemist?
ceiling, and floor, actually. And just start flicking around and
Are
looking
we
at you.
living
And
inside something?
it's like being in a nightmare. It's absolutely terrifying. So while moving through this area, it's lightly obscured. So as you're like moving through it, it's catching your feet every now and then and tripping you a little. So you can only move at half speed. But Rama,
Okay, so I'm gonna walk up to the door, and the black stuff's just inside the room, right? Or is it coming out as well?
let me have a look. It pretty much just covers the inside of the room. It doesn't spread out to where you guys are. It's a 50-foot cube.
Okay, so I'm gonna look around. I'm gonna roll a perception check. I'm on 20. Fuck.
So what you do realize is these men appear to be snapping back to some sort of like coherency. These tentacles grasping and like shaking their legs appears to be waking them in some way. And around the room, I mean, what are you looking for? I mean,
Well, kind of just looking at everything because I don't know what the fuck is going on.
well, the thing catching your eyes mostly is like the nightmarish scene of like blackness and all of these eyes staring back at you and these writhing tentacles. I mean, that's unless you tell me specifically what you're looking for, I'm not really sure what else I can tell you.
So I'm looking where it's coming from. Like, if there's any like.
It appeared to
I
just
guess like
start
an
from a
eye.
point on the ceiling, and it appeared to just spawn out of nowhere. Just like the tentacle that came out above you, it just seemed to come out of nowhere.
Okay. Anyway, I'm gonna pull out my bow and Shoot one of the cultists.
Okay. Yeah, you hit him, absolutely, no worries.
Okay, cool. Well, that's 6 damage. That's my turn.
Yeah, that drops him. That's enough to like drop him. Actually, what did you roll for your perception, Tim? Was that the 17?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
the
so
first
you
one.
notice one of the downed men actually that has like, as the tentacles start writhing up and tearing at his robe, it pulls it down far enough so it reveals his necklace, and it appears to be like an ornate necklace,
Yeah.
which is some sort of like dignitary's necklace. Like he's got some sort of appointment in the court or something like that.
Sick.
Okay, Liz, you are now free of the bed.
Ooh.
Yeah. What would you like to do?
Fucking get my shit.
Okay. Yeah. So this turn you can move over into the corner and you find all of your stuff just like lined up against the wall. So your armor's there, your
Right.
weapons there, your backpack.
My
You can decide
shield.
what that is.
Yeah,
we
I've
can
already
work
picked.
out what you get later. All right. And you'll end your turn just against this wall if that's cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. So you do
It's
notice
got
that
me.
your movement is sort of hindered. And you think if you were to try and move quickly, you would have to move fairly dexterously as to not get tripped up.
Not gonna try to move quickly.
So what you see in front of you, Liz, you see all of the cultists that you haven't been here long. And what you do know is that you were brought here by something you're fairly familiar with. It was an illithid. So you were actually able, as you've got had some experience with them, you were able to sort of shield your mind a bit better than most people would. So you were playing possum most of this time, just looking for a right time to escape. And this seems like it. Alrighty, we go to Kadera. Your turn, Ellie.
Is there any more of the cultists alive?
Yes, there is 6 still alive. 5 still alive. Like snapped out of
Yeah.
whatever magical thing was holding them down.
Are
So they appear to
they-
be moving free.
Are they currently being groped by tentacles?
Yes, they're not being hurt by them per se, you don't think. They're just sort of tentacles writhing everywhere.
Yeah, but I kind of want to shoot one of the eyes. Cultist or eye? I'm going to shoot an eye.
Okay.
Can I see an eye of this monster?
Yeah, there's hundreds of them.
I want to shoot the biggest one I can see.
Okay. Yeah, no worries. Roll me an attack.
Oh, damn it.
Yeah, so you miss, but you hit one of the tentacles, and the arrow like sticks into it, and a purple blood starts coming out, and the tentacle retracts into the wall, and then a fresh one comes out, and appears to be completely unharmed.
Is it twice as big?
It isn't, but it no longer has an arrow sticking out of it.
Yeah, I'm going to stay where I am outside the room.
Okay. Emerald, it's your turn.
No, it's Rala's.
Are the cultists still visible?
Yeah. And they appear to be sort of looking around a bit confused now, like they're just snapping back into consciousness.
Okay, I'm just going to go for another one of them.
Okay. They all still have their backs to you.
They can all die.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, that's enough. You hit him in the back, and he lurches forward and seems completely surprised by your attack. And he's on the ground, and his legs are kicking. He's not quite dead, but you get the feeling he's not getting up again.
Boom, sucker.
All right. You want to move anywhere?
I think I'm fine where I am behind people. It's all good.
No bonus actions.
I might
Alrighty.
give Tim bardic inspiration as well.
No worries. Yeah, so you as a party see this person actually at the back of the room who appears to have been mostly stripped naked and is in fairly like soiled robes and is quickly gathering up gear. They certainly don't look like the rest of the cultists. Hero, your turn.
I presume I can see one of the cultists.
Yes. Yes, you can see one of the ones on the right.
Firebolt.
You hit it, and he drops. He hits the ground. Clutching at his back. Again, his legs are sort of flailing wildly, but he appears to be too hurt to get up. All right, so it is Cultist's turn. And so what happens on the Cultist's turn is they look around and are visibly panicked, which is probably justified, you think. And 2 of them look around in panic at one another, and a third one just bolts forwards as fast as he can. Yeah, and he slams into this double door. And he knocks this door completely open.
See, look, they're getting out.
And he's just screaming at the top of his lungs.
Or
And this
something's
room,
coming for us.
This room opens into
Is he
sort of a
screaming
smaller
gibberish?
room. He's just yelling, like, ah! He's not trying to articulate any words. So it's a slightly smaller room, and it has like a big pit in the middle of it with a slightly raised dais, like a couple of feet. And
There's a
around
fucking eye.
that, all you can see is like, it appears to be very ornately decorated. There's even more ornate carpets all over the walls, and they appear to be rimmed in gold. And yes, and on the back wall is a gigantic eye.
Oh, that's the eye. That is so the eye.
It doesn't appear to be moving. It doesn't appear to be alive. It is just a gigantic wooden carving of a gigantic eye. Except it's sort of like a Lord of the Rings eye. You know, it's like a cat's eye. It's like,
Oh, yeah.
It's Sauron.
yeah, the two guys freaking out don't really go anywhere. They're just sort of they seem to be panicked. They don't really know where to go, and they don't do anything on their turn. Actually, the man running through this room runs completely through and into the pit, and then just disappears. Just like falls over the edge. Moving on, Tim, your turn.
How many of them are still standing up in there?
So you can only see two, and they're sort of grasping at each other and looking around. They're just doing crazy person things.
I'll just pull my bow out and just shoot another one.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, you hit him. No worries. Yep, you strike him in the side of the neck, and he just hits the ground, and he does not appear to be moving. And his friend is just staring, like, he was staring at him in the face, and as your arrow took him and hit him to the ground, the man didn't even appear to react or move. He's just staring at the empty space where the guy was.
I regret it. Who's his mate?
Okay, Liz, your turn. You've got all your gear, and there is just this hellish, nightmarish scene going on around you.
Okay.
And you just can't get the vision out of your head. So you had quite a few interactions with this illithid, but you just can't get the vision of eyes out of your head, like thousands and thousands of eyes. When you close your eyes, all you see are eyes.
Okay. So, just because I kind of blanked out for a little bit, is the door that those guys came in the only exit?
So there's a door here, which you're not sure where that leads, but you did see the illithid leave that way not long ago.
I'm gonna head out that door then.
Oh, you want to go out there? Yeah, sure. So if you don't take
I can
action,
only move 20 feet though. I think.
You can move 25.
25.
But if you use your action to move, you can use 50. You can move 50.
Okay, well in that case, fuck off out the door. Just gonna fuck off out the door then.
All right. So as you turn into this room, Liz, it turns from wood to stone, and it appears to be very ornately carved and maintained. It's quite a beautiful room, and you see this. It's got a giant wooden eye against the wall, but there is an altar, and on that is various items which you don't really recognize and make sense to you. And then there's this giant gaping pit in front of you, which it's a very strange smell is coming out of it. It's not a smell you've ever encountered before. Oh, to
And
your right, there is a tunnel which is seemingly carved into the wall. And you notice in this tunnel, the stone becomes really dark. It becomes almost midnight black, like absorbs the light.
Oh. What is this building that I'm in? Like, where is it situated?
You being a dwarf know that you're underground. You're quite far underground.
I'm gonna fuck off down the tunnel.
Actually,
So
no, I'm
you
not.
actually recognize this type of stone, Liz, coming from
That
being a
is,
Duragast
I know,
slave.
that's gonna head back
Yeah,
to
that
someone's
leads
house.
down to the Underdark. You
Yeah,
are very
fuck that.
familiar with this
Fuck
sort of
that.
stone. Yeah.
I'm heading back this way.
All right. So
And-
you make it.
How far do I get?
So you've got another 30 feet to play with. You can make it to.
Can I make it and
Yeah.
attack this guy
No,
here?
you've sprinted already. You've moved 50 feet. You can't.
Damn. Alright, well, I'm just back in the tentacle room then, I suppose.
Yep. Oh, actually, can you roll me a dexterity save, please?
So you're gonna get tickled.
Yeah, we'll see if you got tripped as you tried to run from that door.
Oh,
No.
what the fuck?
So you actually, while trying to move to the, right at the door, a tentacle just slips around your foot and completely trips you up. And you can't
Motherfucker.
get the rest of your movement. You just fall flat on your face. Don't take
Excellent.
any damage or anything. You just can't move.
Oh,
All right,
thank God.
moving
Just
on,
mildly
it is-
inconvenienced.
it is your turn, Kadarian.
Any more of the cultists alive?
Just one, and he's staring into space, not moving, as these tentacles are writhing around him.
That's
It
it.
appears to just, like his mind
shoot
is
him.
just snapped. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, you hit him. No worries. Yeah, your arrow just goes through one of his temples and comes out the other, and he just hits the ground completely dead. There are no more
Nice.
cultists left in this room. Do you want to move anywhere or do anything, Kadarian? All of the walls and stuff are still covered in tentacles and eyes. That hasn't changed.
Is the door to like that caged area open, or is it still locked?
The cage?
The inner
is closed.
cage.
Wait, no, the cage got opened when
When they went to attack me.
yeah, when Jerry got held
Oh, that's
with
true.
that spell.
Yeah, cage is open.
Well, then I want to move into the room.
Okay. Roll me a dexterity saving throw. Yeah, you're fine. You're dexterous enough that these tentacles don't catch your heels or that you can move normally. Where do you want to move to?
I just want to move as far as I can directly into the room,
Yeah, so
heading
she
for the other
goes-
side.
Okay, is that the end of your turn, Ellie?
Yes.
Okay.
So do we drop
Um,
initiative?
Actually, you can potentially move further. You can dash as well as move.
All right, well then I'll do that.
You want to move
Into the room
another
as I
30
can.
feet?
Yep.
All right. So at the end of your turn, as you're moving forward, you're like sprinting forward, Kadarian, and right as your last footfall lands, you see something in front of you. And Liz, actually, you turn around and you're on the ground at this point, and you turn around and you see the same thing happens. You see what appears to be like a big white thing coming out of this hole, just levitating. And as it levitates further, what it looks like is something out of a nightmare. It looks like a skull about the size of a small car. And it has a single round eye slot, and in that eye slot looks like a giant red crystal, like a giant, almost as big as one of you. It is absolutely terrifying to look at.